One of the big problems that Manchester United have to sort out in the summer is the future of Alexis Sanchez. 18 months now into his Manchester United career, and to say the least, Stewart, it's been underwhelming. First of all, where do you think it's all gone wrong?
Well, I think he's suggested, and I would tend to agree with him, that he's had one or two injuries. And when you go to a new club, and this is one of the reasons why I say, everyone says, oh, you should go to a better club. Sometimes it's better off staying at the club you're at where you're happy, where you're fit and the crowd love you. He went to Manchester United, not fully fit. He started to get injuries, then couldn't play at his very best. Then he starts to lose confidence. The crowd start to give him a bit of stick, and it's very difficult to pull it back from there. So I think that's been the major problem. Alexis Sanchez has been a magnificent player at most clubs he's been at. But he's gone to Manchester United, not been fully fit, he's had injuries, he's lost his confidence, and it just shows that if you're not playing with full confidence, and if you're not fully fit, you can be a very average player very quickly.
Yeah, he's scored one goal, I think, in 20 appearances, and you mentioned a plethora of injuries, hamstring, thigh problems that's kept him out for around 20-odd games this year across competitions. That return looks very bad. I mean, I know there's been a managerial change as well, and a lot of people are saying that he's on far too much money for them to be able to shift him. But if it is a fitness issue, then now he has the full summer to maybe rekindle his career. Do you see that as a possibility? An
absolute possibility. He's got to work as hard as he possibly can. He's got to get the right advice. Players are often blamed for being injured, and this is something very close to my heart. Players are blamed for being injured. Oh, he's an injury-prone player. There's one problem, it's the medical staff that haven't looked after you properly. There's the medical staff that have made the wrong diagnosis, and they don't get seen to be the bad people. It's the player that is the one that gets all the criticism, and that could be the case with Alexis Sanchez. It's happened many, many times with many players where they've been diagnosed wrong, the medical department hasn't been good enough, and then they've been put under pressure to play when they're not fully fit. And Alexis Sanchez hasn't played particularly well. I think it's down to a combination of fitness, or lack of fitness, and then a lack of confidence, and then the crowd getting onto him as well.
Now 30 years of age, doesn't particularly fit the mould, perhaps, of what Solskjaer's looking at long term. But do you think he's a player?
Well, I don't think it's going to matter what Solskjaer wants long term, because he's not going to be there long term, in my view. Solskjaer, he's going to have to get the results right very early on. In football, there is no long term. A manager only gets a very short time, and he got the job based on probably 10, 12 weeks of good results. He'll be out the job on the basis of probably 4 or 5 months of bad results. So you can never really look to the long term. You have to manage what's in front of you. And that's what he has to do with Alexis Sanchez. Managing this season, try and get him some game time, try and get his confidence back, and then he will be a good player once again.
Let's say he gets himself fit. Where does he fit best for Manchester United and Solskjaer?
I think he's a wide player he starts out wide and likes to come in field. That's what he did brilliantly for Arsenal. That's what he did so well for Chile, and that's what he did so well for Barcelona. In a wide area, coming and joining in with the front player. That's when he did his very best. When
things go wrong as they have for him over a period of sort of change for Manchester United and instability, would the board ever foresee that? They obviously they pushed the boat out to get him. They felt that they were getting a player in prime condition. I mean, has that happened in the past in your experience, where you've seen players come in and it's the furthest thing from actually working out than what was actually proposed in the first place? Yeah, I think
they've made some big errors, Manchester United, over the years. Probably Alexis Sanchez, for the amount of money they had to pay him, not for the fee, but in terms of his wages, is far too much. And there was always going to be pressure for him to succeed. He hasn't succeeded. It seems like a bad move at the moment. Let's give him another 6 months.
If the summer doesn't go according to plan in terms of fitness, would you see any takers out there looking to kind of bring him in at a massive reduction?
Well, Manchester United would have to pay most of his wages, and then it might be an opportunity for him to go somewhere else on loan, just for a short or for a period where they're paying half the wages maybe.
If you were a betting man, does it come off for Alexis Sanchez this season?
I don't think it does.
All right, so could continue to be a massive headache for Manchester United and whoever is at the helm in the next 6 or 12 months down the road. Alexis Sanchez, a problem that doesn't appear to be a quick fix.